Today we are going to be looking at multiplying decimal numbers by 10, 100 and 1,000. And we're going to start off here with a simple decimal number. Decimal number just means that there are digits after the decimal point. There are digits to the right of the decimal point, means a decimal number. So if we were to look at our number 1.7 and think, how do we multiply that by 10? In a previous video, we looked at when you multiply by 10, effectively, you're taking these digits and you're moving them one place to the left. So 1.7 multiplied by 10, let's move the one place to the left, goes into the tens column, and we also need to move this 7. Currently, it's to the right of the decimal point, it's 7/10. But when we move that one place to the left, because we're multiplying by 10, hey, it just jumps into the units column. So 1.7 has become 17. I've drawn the decimal point there just to demonstrate, but of course 17, where there's nothing after that, you don't actually need a decimal point in there when you write your number. So, how about 1.7 times by 100? Okay. Just the same as we looked at above, but here we're multiplying by 100, so we're going to move each of these digits 2 places to the left. So, our 1, currently in the units, is going to move 2 places to the left, bypassing the tens column and going into the hundreds column. 2 places to the left. Our 7, which is currently in the tenths column, is going to move 2 places to the left, so it's going to bypass the units column and it's going to end up here in the tens column. We've got nothing here because we've got nothing else to move 2 places to the left, so that's going to end up, we need to fill that one in with a 0, and that's it, 170. And finally, let's have a look at 1.7 times by 1,000. So we're going to move all of our digits 3 places to the left. So our 1 currently there sitting in our units column is going to bypass the tens, the hundreds, and it's going to go into the thousands column. 7 is going to move to the left, bypassing the units, bypassing the tens, and it's going to end up here 3 places to the left of where it was in the hundreds column. We've got nothing in the tens and we've got nothing in the units. So 1.7 times by 1,000 equals 1,700. Okay, so that's our simple 1 decimal place number, that's known as. Let's have a look at this sort of example. It's exactly the same process, but it's a 0.43. It's a number that's less than 1. Because we haven't got anything in the units column, the first digit we've got is actually after the decimal point, this 4, which is in the tenths column, so our number is less than 1. But the process is exactly the same. If we multiply that by 10, then we need to think, right, 4 tenths. Each of those tenths, when they're multiplied by 10, is going to become a unit. It's going to move 1 place to the left. So that 4 is going to move into our units column. Decimal point, there it is, doesn't move. Our 3, which is currently sitting here in our hundredths column, well, that's going to again move 1 place to the left, ending up in our tenths column. So 0.43 times by 10 is 4.3. 0.43 times by 100, same process. We're moving all these digits now 2 places to the left. Why? Because we're multiplying by 100. 2 zeros in that number, so we're moving 2 places to the left. So from our tenths column, we move that 4 1 place, 2 places. 4, the 3 goes from our hundredths column, 1 place, 2 places. 0.43 times by 100 is 43. And finally, 0.43 times by 1,000. Okay, we're just moving these now 3 places because we're multiplying by 1,000. So there's our 4. We're going to move it 1 place, 2 places, 3 places. Our 3 is going to move 1 place, 2 place, 3 places. It's going to go into our tens column. And we've got no units because we've got nothing after the 3. So we've got a space there. We'll fill that in with a 0, 430. Final example is just to have a look at a number which has 2 digits in front of the decimal point and 2 digits afterwards. So we're using both of these scenarios. We're putting them together in one slightly more complex one. But not really, it's exactly the same. 24.03 times by 10. Okay, let's think about that too. It's in the tens column, and when we multiply it by 10, it's going to move 1 place to the left into the hundreds column. The 4, similarly, is going to jump into the tens column. The 0, if we multiply 0 by 10, well, if we multiply 0 by anything, our answer is 0. So actually that 0 transfers, effectively it moves 1 place to the left into our units column. And this 3, which was in our hundredths column, move that 1 place to the left. It's going to end up as a tenth, 3 tenths, 240.3. And we'll just do one more, 24.03 times by 100. Same process, but we're moving them 2 places to the left. So our 2 is going to go from the tens, bypass the hundreds, into the thousands. 4, bypass the tens column and go into the hundreds. Our 0 is going to bypass the units column and go into the tens. And our 3, bypassing the tenths, is going to end up in our units column, 2,403. And that's how we multiply decimal numbers by 10, 100, and 1,000.
Okay, Mary, so let's have a look at this one. So solve x plus 2x equals 12. So what do you think you do first?
Okay, well, I want x on its own, so I would put x equals 12 minus 2x.
Okay, so a lot of the time we want to get x by itself, but what we want to do first is get all of these x's together. So can you see anything we can do with this? Get all these together in one place.
Oh, okay, it's 3x, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
3x equals 12. Oh, and so x equals 4.
Brilliant, spot on, well done.